Hello and welcome to Math 2412 Pre-Calculus. I'm Professor Algio, and so I just kind of wanted to welcome you to my class and kind of go over the syllabus and calendar and how you're going to complete assignments and all that kind of stuff. So starting here on the welcome page from D2L, you'll see directions kind of how to get started, but this video should cover most of this here. So let's go ahead and click on content. So first of all, I clicked, let me go back just one so you can see this. This is when you log into D2L, you'll see all your courses that you're taking. And for pre-cal, you might actually see two of them, but this is the one that will have all your assignments and everything you need right here, the one that ends in 1501. So I'll go ahead and click on that. Here will be any announcements that I make, you'll see pop up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on content, and here we go. So I have our syllabus, course calendar, the e-textbook, and so on. So I'll just go ahead and go in order here. So we'll start with the syllabus. So here we are. I'll go ahead and open that up. Okay, so here we are, fall 2022, and this is going to be an online course. And so with that, the office hours I have, we can meet up on WebEx. You just have to make a request. I will be on campus at the North Harris campus Monday through Friday. And so if you want to meet up there, that would be fine too. If you want to meet in person, just shoot me an email and we can work something out. Probably what students do the most is they'll just send me an email and they'll either send me a screenshot or just kind of give me a detailed response of where they are in the notes or the homework, and I'll create a video and send it back, and that seems to work fairly well. And so here's my email address. You can email me through D2L if you like, but this one you will get a quicker response. D2L, I don't check on a daily basis, that account. I do check it fairly often, but this one I check multiple times a day. All right, so let's see. What do we need for the course? Well, as I mentioned, we do have an e-textbook. So the good news is you're not going to have to pay for a textbook. And so the homework will actually also be completed, homework and exams will be completed within D2L. So you're not going to have to pay for any of those resources. So you're good to go. Now, as far as calculators, you don't need to run out and spend a bunch of money on a calculator. If you have a graphing one, that would be nice. But if you don't, you can still be successful. You need to at least have a scientific calculator, which you can grab for about 10 bucks or so. I have a link here for the Desmos calculator, and also have it in the D2L. I'll show you that in a moment. Those calculators are pretty nice to work with, and so that should be enough to get you through the course. All right, let's see. If you want to see the major outcomes and objectives, you can click on this link and kind of look at that later if you'd like. Okay, course evaluation. So the homework checks, which I'll show you in a moment, will take up 15%. Your 4 regular exams will be 65%. And then you have a final that will be 20%. And then the scale should probably be pretty familiar. We're probably pretty familiar with the breakdown there. Now on exams, there'll be 4 of them. I will not drop your lowest, but I will replace your lowest exam score, regular exam score, with how you perform on the final exam. So that's kind of my way of kind of helping you out if you were to score poorly on an exam, or even if you were to miss an exam, it will get replaced with how you perform on the final exam. Grading policy, obviously, make sure it's your work that you're doing. Let's see, so the homework checks, like I said, I'm going to show you how to work those in a minute in D2L. Exams, so I just kind of went over that and about how I'll replace your lowest score with the final exam. Let's see. Okay. So on the exams, as far as grading, if you want to earn partial credit, then you have to submit your work. Okay. And once again, I'll show you where to find those links in D2L in a moment. Um, and they need to be submitted in a timely fashion. So you might want to take the time to read through this. So if you don't submit any of your work, your scratch paper and stuff, then you don't have the opportunity to earn partial credit. Now make sure you read through this though, because I want to make sure it's handed in nice and neat. You know, I don't want everything all over the place where I'm having to search for, you know, the question. So make sure it's nice and orderly. Okay, let's see. When you email me, just kind of give me some general information. Make sure you give me your name, give me the course, because I teach other courses besides this one. Let's see. Accommodations. Okay, this is important. If you have any accommodations, make sure you make me aware of those so I can honor those. So once again about the makeups, we don't have makeups, but like I said, I will replace your lowest exam score with how you perform on the final exam. Let's see, withdrawals, if you decide that it's in your best interest to drop, that last date will be November 14th. Let's see. I think most of this stuff is, you know, on every syllabus, and so that's why I'm kind of skipping through it kind of quickly. Here, just our department information if you needed to contact the dean or the math chair. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar now. So next is our course calendar. All right, there we go. And so here we are. So I kind of set up the calendar in a way of like, if this is an online course, but if it were in person, how would I kind of pace myself? It kind of just gives me a good idea of how much to assign each week. So Tuesday, well, Monday is really our first day, but anyways, so the first day you want to make sure you go over the syllabus, you understand it, watch this video, the welcome video, and then the orientation quiz. It's pretty basic. It's going to ask you a couple dates and a couple things about the syllabus. So you want to have the syllabus and you want to have the calendar in front of you. And if you have those two things, you'll probably do quite well on that orientation quiz. Then, at some point in that first week, you need to go ahead and do the trig review videos. These will help you with the prerequisite quizzes. And so I'll show you where to find that stuff in a moment. So that's all prereq stuff. The actual course will begin the following week with trig equations part 1. That is actually our first unit, the beginning of it right here. So the deadline to take the orientation quiz will be on September 6th. So hopefully you take it right away, but I give you until September 6th. The prerequisite quizzes, I believe there's 2 of them. We'll look at those in a minute. Those need to be done by September 8th. All the unit homework I put due on the day of the exam, the last day to take the exam. So our first unit you can see right here is 5 lessons. So trig equations part 1, then part 2, parabolas, ellipses, and hyperbolas. And so then I kind of give you a day to kind of prepare and be ready. And so the exam will become available September 22nd, and it will close on September 26th at midnight. Okay, so don't wait till midnight to start it. That's when it gets cut off. The best thing to do is just never wait till the last minute because things happen. You lose power, just things can go wrong. So try to make sure, you know, try your best to take it a day in advance if you can. So as I said, all the homework will be due on the last day of the exam. So same thing, it'll be due at midnight on September 26th. So as you move on, you can see our next unit here, kind of the same deal. So you can kind of move at your own pace. The deadlines here are in yellow and red, so you can kind of keep track of that. And let's see. So our third exam, that window will be from November 10th to the 14th. There's our last day to withdraw on November 14th. And we've got, I kind of built in the holiday ideally in there to kind of make this week a little bit lighter right here. And then we have our fourth exam, and then our final exam week right there, and the window will be from the 12th to the 15th that you can take that final exam. So, all right, so you'll want to have this because you'll be asked about some dates and stuff when you take the orientation quiz. All right, so back, let's see what else we got here. All right, the e-textbook. So click here and then open it up. I actually have it already open, so I'm going to open it over here. So here it is, pre-calculus, math 2412. So Professor Turnell, she developed this book a couple of years ago. We had a grant, and so she was actually kind of paid to develop this for our department, and it's worked out really well, and especially because it's going to be free to the students. So let's see. So it starts out with vectors and stuff. So we're actually going to go in a different order than the textbook, and that's fine. You know, pre-calculus, all it is just a bunch of different topics that need to be covered prior to starting the calculus sequence. And so really the order that you go isn't super crucial because you really jump around a lot into different topics. And we'll go over that in a moment about what order we're going to go in. But anyways, I just wanted to give you an idea of what the book looks like. So you have these basically kind of like guided notes, and there's going to be videos with them, and I'll show you where to find the videos in a moment. And so you get lots of practice. And then let's see, as you scroll down, let's see, vectors. Okay, so then this is the homework assignment. Now this homework is somewhat optional. I encourage you to probably try some of these, but the actual homework that will get graded is going to be in D2L. And so what's nice about this is you have your homework questions, and then it actually has the solutions. So you can come and look and see, well, maybe not the solutions, it has the answers. So you can come look at the answers. And so if you're like, you know, let's say number 7, it's just not really adding up, you're not matching, you can send me an email and tell me, hey, on the homework, this number, I'm having a hard time coming up with what the answer key has, and I can send you back a video. So once again, this homework's kind of optional. Like I said, you know, it kind of depends on you, um, how much practice you think you need. These guided notes are really good. And let's see, let me go back to the D2L. So that's going to be the textbook. Now this is going to be the link to the video lessons. So right here, I have a little note here. Ignore the dates that are shown on for the links. For the correct dates for our class, refer back to the calendar. So really what you want to do is we're going to open this link, and so we have all the links to the videos. And so our first one was what? It was trig equations part 1. Now look, you can see there's an A and B. You need to do both of those, okay? So trig part 1, part 2. You know, we don't want to make videos too long, and so if they start to drag on, you'll see them broken into 2 parts. And then you can see the pages in the book where you can find that, okay? And then the next lesson was trig equations part 2. Then we had our parabolas, our ellipses, and then our hyperbolas. And then, let me see if I think I have the calendar pulled up here. We can look at this. It's for my other class. Okay, so then the next one would be parametric equations, then partial fractions, and so on. And so you just have to look through here a little bit and find the correct link for your video. So let's see, parametric equations, there we are, partial fraction. So the projectile motion part 1 and 2, I don't believe those might be skipped at this point. So anyways, just follow the calendar, find the links on this page, okay, which I found from here, right here on link to math department lecture videos. So probably want to bookmark that. Okay, additional printouts and links. Okay, so here you can have some basic trig sheets like the identities and stuff like that, a unit circle, some algebra and trig review here. But here, these are videos to help you with the prerequisite stuff. So if you remember back here, the first part's the prereq videos. So you'll want to watch those videos. You can try it, you know, the quizzes, you I mean the homework checks, not quizzes. They will count for or I'm sorry, you get three chances at them, and you'll get your highest score out of the 3. So you could go ahead and take it once, and then if you see that you're struggling, you can go ahead and access these videos and kind of catch up and stuff. And you can see the topics here. And like I said, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you kind of how these homework checks look. All right, let's see. They're Desmos calculators. So if you want, there you go. There's a link to that calculator and just some information about how to use the NCR that deals with probability. All right, let's see. Some stuff about conics. So just some extra resources. Okay, study guides. I'll post those a couple days before the exams are available. I kind of keep them hidden until they kind of start to approach, just so that y'all can be focusing on everything and not just what's on the review or the study guide. So I kind of like to release those a little bit later, a couple days before the exam is available. And so, anyways, you'll see those get populated. So the exam work submission, I'll show you that in a second because I kind of want to show you where you find all the exams and homework. So what you want to do is you want to click on course activities right here in the middle, and then go down to quizzes. So click on that. And so you can see right here, here's our orientation quiz. Here's our prereq algebra quiz. It's part of your homework though, so technically it counts as much as the homework checks. So there's two of them, one based on algebra and one based on trigonometry. And then we start our homework checks for the pre-cal material. So I'll go ahead and click on one of these just so you can kind of see what they look like. Let's see. Um, okay, sorry about that. I was trying to find the preview button. So here's a preview of the prereq algebra quiz. So you're given an hour. And so it's only 11 questions, so that shouldn't give you too much trouble. So right here, do the quadratic formula. Here, solve by factoring, and so on. And so if you just look at the question, the title and the question, and then if you're unsure, you can go back and watch those videos I was telling you about. So under content, and then additional links, and here we go. So look, quadratic formula, square root method, factoring polynomials. So, and all these videos are short here. These are all a couple minutes. So yes, there's a lot of them, but they're all, 5 minutes, give or take an extra couple minutes or so. Okay, let's see. So let me go back to the quizzes. So let's see. So you can see here, this is where the exams will be found too. So here's exam 1. So it'll become available on the 22nd at midnight, basically. And then, I'm sorry, at 12:01 in the morning. So it'll become available early in the morning. And then on the 26th, you got to submit it by 11:59. So just make sure you log in and take it with plenty of time. And then back to content. This is where you will post your work if you want to try to earn some partial credit. And I'll just tell you from previous times I've taught this, whenever people submit their partial credit, usually they get a little something back, maybe it could be 3 or 4 points, but I've also had it where people get, 10 points back, 10, 12 points. Just kind of depends on the situation. Each situation can sometimes be unique. So there is a time requirement, though. You have to submit it within an hour of finishing the exam, okay? And so you want to PDF it into a single document, and make sure everything's in order and everything's nice and clean. And all those directions should be in here also. So right here, after taking the exam, this is where you're going to submit it. Once again, you kind of have that same time frame right here of when you can submit it. But you need to submit it right after you take the exam. So I give you an hour to kind of figure out how to PDF all your scratch work and have it nice and neat and submit it. So right here, all your information and some information about how to convert to PDF if you need to. I think there's even apps on your phone that you can do that. So where you can just take pictures and it will convert it into a PDF file. So if you want to do it that way, that's fine too. So you can see you'll have one for each exam and then also one for the final exam. Let's see, technology and resources. Do we are yeah. Okay, this is just about OTS. So OTS is just our IT department at Lone Star College, to where if you're having issues, they would be the ones to help you out. Okay, I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. I think we're probably good to at least get started and going. And so don't hesitate to email me as often as you need. That's what I'm here for. I'll make you a video and send it back to you, and hopefully that'll help you out there if you get stuck anywhere. Um, so don't be a stranger. Like I said, reach out as soon as you're having any issues. Let's try to address them as soon as possible so they don't fester and become a bigger issue, okay? Well, I look forward to working with you all, and I hope your semester goes great.